welcome back to my channel. So let me start out by saying that I apologize if I look tired or if I am kind of low energy. It's been a long day. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning because I couldn't sleep, and then I had a 10.5-hour day at the office and came home and I have to shoot video because I don't have any content for tomorrow, Friday. So yeah, here I am shooting some video after a long day. Makeup is end of day makeup, so if it doesn't look like on point, that's why, because I've been wearing it since I think 6 o'clock this morning. Yeah, that's the story of my life today. But enough of that. Today I am bringing you my product regrets. These are things that I've been collecting over time that I bought and they just didn't work out for me. And honestly, I've had this bag of stuff for so long, I'm not even sure what's in there. So it's gonna be as much a surprise to me as it is to you guys as I go through my bag of stuff. You know, my little hang on to my Sephora bags because they make great storage bags. So let's go ahead and dive into my products that I regret buying. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Faux Mink eyelashes from Kiss, the Lash Couture. I feel so bad that I don't like these because I really wanted to like them. I really did. I mean, they're just so pretty. They're so pretty. But I tried and I tried and I tried and I just do not like these lashes. I don't like the band. It is way too thick. They feel uncomfortable on my eyes. You know, they're kind of a challenge for me to put on, and you know, I wear lashes fairly frequently. I mean, you know, I don't consider myself an expert, but I don't think I'm a beginner either, you know? And the lash band on these is like super thick. Yeah, I don't have an autofocus lens. I need to get one. I think I'm gonna get one soon. But anywho, so let me focus on that. Yeah, the lash band is like super thick. I'm just not a fan of these lashes. They just did not work out for me. Oh, one thing I want to say though before I continue is please don't take offense at any of these things that didn't work out. You know, I know that we're all very different. Makeup is very subjective, and what I don't like, some people may love, and that's perfectly okay. I'm just sharing some of the things and the thoughts I have behind some of the stuff that didn't work out for me. But by all means, if you love these products, please don't get upset. It just didn't work out for me. So, okay. But anywho, and this is the Midnight pair. I have Boudoir and I have Midnight, and both of them, I can't. I don't like wearing them. They're just not very pleasant for me to wear. And so that is why this has landed in my unfavorites bag. The next thing that I have for you guys is something that I received in my BoxyCharm box. I think this was November's BoxyCharm, I think. And it is the Buff Collection Pure Cosmetics palette. You know, I was kind of excited when I got this because I'm all like, ooh, yay, you know, kind of a dupe to the Naked palette. And yes, it is a dupe, but it costs $50. That's the retail price of this palette. They just didn't do very well for me. You know, I much prefer the Naked 3 palette. I thought that, you know, even though this came in a BoxyCharm and it was, you know, what, a $21 box, and this is a $50 retail product, I just don't think that it's worth the $50, and I didn't like the shadows that much. I mean, if I have to be honest with you guys, I much prefer my Naked 3 palette. My Naked 3 palette, the colors are beautiful. You know, it is a little bit limited in what you can do with it, but you know, if you want a rosy toned eye look, you have that. And this one to me it was just a bad repeat of a really great palette. So that's why I'm not a fan, and it ended up in my product regrets bag. The next thing is also makes me sad because I wanted it to work out, and it was the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild, and it's in the color Flame of the Game. And I talked about this one in my January favorites and not so favorites. This one, it got all over my teeth. It was cracking. It didn't sit well on my lips. The color didn't look good on the lips, and so I went ahead and just said no, I don't like it, because I wore it for a few hours and I kept having to check my teeth because I had this stuff on my teeth like several times in that 3-hour span. So I decided no, I needed to give that a no. This is like pulling out a bag of presents. Okay, the next item is from Laura Mercier. It is the Caviar Stick Eye Color in Plum. And this is it right here. It came in a Sephora collections kit that I bought over the holidays. And I was really excited to try this, but when I did, it was just really hard for me to work with on my eyes. I just couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do. It just seemed too messy to me. And it just, I don't know, I couldn't get it to work the way I thought I wanted it to work. And yeah, I mean, if you rub it, it just goes down to nothing. I mean, you know, it's just not very pigmented when you blend it out, and I don't want to have it sitting just on my lid like that, because I guess I could set it with a dark shadow, but I don't really wear this type of color all over my lid, and it's really, really hard to get precision with this. I tried to get kind of like a smoky liner with it, and it just looked horrible. So I decided that I didn't like it, and so I chucked it. The next thing that I have, I also received in a BoxyCharm box, and it is from Vintage by Jessica Leibeskind, and it's an illuminating face highlighter in rose gold. This is what it looks like. I thought that I could use this. It is a little bit powdery. I thought maybe I could use it as a blush topper, but honestly, I don't use blush toppers. I really don't. And so this just, I couldn't figure out a good use for it. Even as an eyeshadow, I just didn't like the texture. It was just kind of really powdery and just didn't sit well on my skin. So that also was a bust. The next one that I wanted to share with you was the Infallible Pro Glow. And the only reason that it didn't work out for me is because it is the wrong color. This color is a little bit more olive toned. I'm not olive toned, I'm gold toned. You know, I've got yellow undertones to my skin, not that olive undertone. And I got this in 209 Caramel Beige because in the Infallible Pro Matte, I wear 208 Caramel Beige. And it just, this color was just weird on me. It just didn't look right on me. I did go out and get the right shade for me though. I am actually 208 Sun Beige in the Pro Glow formula. This just didn't work out for me, but not the formula or anything like that. It was the color that was off. The Girl So Lashy. I hate this mascara. Oh my God. I am not a fan of mascaras that have that little spike ball on the end. They scare me. They poke and they're painful. But also on top of that, the brush has got these weird pockets where product sits inside of them, and the bristles are really kind of short, and it's just got an odd brush to it. And what I would find is that one, the mascara itself, the formula wasn't all that great. You know, it didn't do a whole lot for my lashes, but on top of that, because of this applicator, I would poke the shit out of my eyes and it hurt. And so you know, and it was usually on the bottom lashes that I would poke myself. It was just really, really hard to use. And I only used it a few times and I just thoroughly hated it. I don't like this at all, and I will not be repurchasing it. I bought this Gucci Guilty. YouTube made me buy it. I don't remember who it was that loves it and recommended it. And I bought it and I thought I loved it, but I really don't. It doesn't appeal to me. The smell is just a little bit too strong. It's not my cup of tea. You know, the notes in it aren't anything that I like. So it's just a little bit too heady. It's one of those types of perfumes that if I put too much of it on will give me a really bad headache. If I put a little bit on, then it's not as bad, but I just would rather not take the chance. So I think I'm going to give this to a friend of mine. It just didn't work out for me. I'm not happy with the scent. Like I said, I thought I liked it, but I didn't really. The L'Oreal Infallible 8-Hour Pro Gloss. I bought this because I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be a beautiful metallic lip gloss. This is in 505 Modern Mauve. And it's a really pretty color, and I really liked how metallic it looked. But when I applied this, I remembered I've tried this formula in the past and I don't like it because it gets weird to me. You know, it's just a regular old lip gloss. There it is right there. But the formula gets kind of weird to me for these. It kind of feels like it gets plastic. It feels odd. I don't know. It tightens up on my lips. And it's the Infallible formula, you know, so it's meant to be a long-lasting formula, and that's why it does that. But it tightens up on my lips. It feels almost like I'm wearing like vinyl or latex or something on my lips. I mean, that's what I imagine it would feel like if I were to put a layer of latex on my lips. I just don't really care for the Infallible Pro Gloss formula. So even though I love the fact that it's a beautiful mauve metallic kind of gloss, I'm just not a fan of the formula itself. So that is why I'm not liking it that much. Another BoxyCharm fail. Don't get me wrong, I love my BoxyCharm. I love opening it up. I love looking at the goodies that I get inside. It's always so much fun. It's always so exciting. But sometimes the products don't always work out. And this was one of them. This is the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in Napa Valley, and it is a deep purple, and I just am not brave enough to pull this color off. I've seen other people on YouTube wearing this color and it looks beautiful on them. It looks so good on them. But when I put it on, I feel like an old lady trying to be a goth chick. You know what I mean? And I just can't. It almost feels like the lipstick is wearing me versus me wearing the lipstick, if you know what I mean. It's just not a good color for me. It's too dark. It's a little bit too edgy. I just don't have the right coloring, and I don't have the right confidence to wear that type of color. You know, I love the Ofra formula. I really, really do. It's just the color and the finish that didn't work out for me. I really wanted to like this too. This is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 30, and I got Cuzco medium 1.5 is the color, but the formula is just way too matte. It is very drying. Even though this says it's a skin tint, it is a full-on, to me it feels like a full-on concealer, and I didn't really care for how matte it was because it really emphasized the dry spots or the dry areas on my face, and the color was just a little bit off, and I regret buying this one because it was expensive and I didn't use it but a couple of times. You know, I put this in here and I'm reconsidering. I am reconsidering this product. This is the Bare Minerals concealer in medium, and this is what it looks like. And I'm thinking actually of hanging on to this. So it doesn't quite qualify as a product that, a product regret. I'm gonna try using it in different ways. I wanna use this to maybe clean up my brows. I think that this is a good concealer for that because it's got a really thick, creamy kind of consistency, but then it goes a little bit dry. So I think that actually I'm gonna hang on to this one and use it to, you know, clean up any brows or even to clean up eyeshadow and things like that. So this is actually not a product regret. I'm glad I came across it because I think I'm gonna try and repurpose it for something like that. This is definitely a YouTube made me buy it thing. It is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. There were so many YouTubers about a year ago that were raving about the Secret Brightening Powder, and it just did not work out for me. It looked horrible on my under eyes. I think I am too deep toned. My skin tone is too deep for a white brightening powder like this. And then also it does have flashback, especially when you bake with it, and it just emphasized my the bagginess and the dryness and the wrinkliness of my under eyes. I was not a fan of it. I didn't like it. I even tried to use it kind of as like a setting powder for the areas, the high points of my face when I use concealer to highlight, and I didn't really like the way that looked either. So I am sad to say that I spent a lot of money on this and only used it like twice. It's just too bad. This is the Cover FX color corrector in green, and this is what it looks like. I was really pissed when I bought this. Cover FX isn't cheap, and I don't get a lot of product, for one, and for two, it just didn't work very well. It's very dry, it's very hard to get, and it's super green. Look at that. It is so green, and it showed up too much underneath my foundation. And I looked like I had big green spots on my face when I tried it. It was just terrible. And had to take my makeup off and start over, and I really just hated it. I did not like it at all. It just was way too green. It showed up under my foundation. It didn't do what I wanted it to do, and it just was not very good. And I spent a lot of money for a very small product. The Voluminous Feline Mascara. The only reason that I don't like this one is that it is waterproof. I was picking up just stuff at Target and I didn't bother to notice that it was a waterproof formula, and I really hate waterproof mascaras. I have sparse lashes as it is, and trying to get waterproof mascara off of my eyelashes is just, it requires too much pulling and tugging and, you know, all of that stuff. Even with a waterproof eye makeup remover, I don't like having to pull and tug at my lashes in order to get mascara off of them. Thankfully, I don't need to wear waterproof mascara. You know, I don't have a problem, too much of a problem with my lashes drooping. I know that a lot of people like using waterproof mascara for that reason, because it'll help to keep the curl. Thankfully, I don't have that problem, so I don't need to use this type of mascara. And so I picked it up by accident, totally regretted it the first time I tried to take it off, because I didn't even realize it was waterproof until I tried to take it off. Now I feel really sad because all I've done is talk negatively about all these things. And, you know, I like to try and be positive on my channel, and, you know, but sometimes you've got to talk about the bad things, you know, you've got to talk about the stuff that didn't quite work out for you, because that's also a part of what blogging is about. You not only talk about the good, but you talk about the bad, or the things that, I shouldn't say the bad, the things that didn't work out for me personally. Those are all of my product regrets. Yeah, I'm sad that I have to close off on a negative note, but the good news is that I've got a lot of great products that I absolutely love and get to use every day, and I enjoy talking about those with you guys too. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are subscribed, thank you again for coming back. If you are not subscribed, I appreciate you stopping by. Hit the subscribe button so that you'll know when I have new video and you can join the conversation. I think that's all I have. Also, all of my social media links are down in the description bar. I think that's all I have, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks, everybody. Bye. It reminds me a lot of the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette in the tones that you get, but it is different.